Alright, back onto the test server, and there was an update posted not too long ago in the official Discord suggesting that we might actually not have to wait too much longer to get to try these changes to custom packs on the live server. So definitely looking forward to that. It is kind of difficult to get a real sense of how this is going to work when the number of players actually participating in the test is generally pretty low. But for the purposes of today's video, what I'm doing is trying to play with the free-to-play units only. Now this update has added a lot of free-to-play units, but I think there are definitely still some areas where free-to-play finds it very, very difficult to compete with people who have unlocked all the packs. And for the most part, it seems like virtually everyone else on the test server is playing with every single pack unlocked. So here we pass up a farmer mouse and then roll into two more. Its ability is very simple. It's the lowest level unit, or lowest tier unit that gives the corn cobs. So it just passes them backwards on feint. Although at present we don't have anything benefiting from them. I think we'll try looking for something like that pretty soon. So the sugar glider generates free cupcakes as well, which is nice. Cupcake obviously is a +3/3, so pretty nice tempo, but the fact that you get it every turn, I guess it's almost like being permanent if you're going to keep the sugar glider on your team. But realistically, what we want to do is use those free cupcakes to trigger some of the other more powerful eating abilities. I'm not sure what the name is really for these new pets, whether it's feeding or eating. It kind of, some pets use one wording and others use a different wording. So we'll grab a second sugar glider, which means we will generate two separate cupcakes on the next turn. And double cupcake is going to make our team look a lot better than it actually is, until we can find some stronger units. Now I do have skunk here. A lot of the time I don't like taking skunk in customs unless I absolutely have to. And in this situation when I was playing free to play only, I felt like I really did have to take it, as there was actually a little bit of a strange bug there where the double cupcake kind of caused the food to be shuffled around a bit. But yeah, there are certain teams on the test server that have that one big unit set up where they're obviously trying to see how quickly they can get as close to 50-50 stats as possible, either using some of the new units or testing older ones. And I was just losing to them every time. The units that I wanted to use in the end game were not able to deal with those large teams or one big unit teams well enough. So I decided to just bring skunk in and give myself a fighting chance. So we end up getting the locust here, and I'm going to take the turkey as well. So locust summons units based on how many times it's been fed that turn. So the double free cupcake helps us summon two locusts for free. And then I'm just going to feed it a pair as well. So probably move the white squirrel to the back. The new squirrel is kind of like a throwback to the original squirrel where it generates extra food in the shop. When you sell it, it replaces the food shop with 3 foods. I think it's just any random food from the current pack. Or maybe it's not from the current pack. I'm not entirely sure. I have had some pretty good luck with it so far where, you sell it and you get 2 discounted chocolates, which is pretty nice. But at the same time, you can also just end up getting, 2 pills or 2 apples or something, which, not quite as good value. But the flounder here, which I've frozen in the shop, is one of the units that I want to use with the food generators. So when you feed the flounder twice, it transforms into a different unit and gives 2 chocolates to 2 teammates. And that is extremely useful. I mean, it is a little bit awkward, but it is very, very useful to be able to access chocolate in that way, especially for free to play, which is way behind the curve compared to all the paid packs in terms of being able to level stuff up. And I think the later you go into the game, you really start to feel that. Now, I did say it's awkward for a reason. You can see here, the squirrel that we want to sell is actually going to replace the free cupcake. So you have to make sure that you buy any of the food that's in the shop already that you need before you go ahead and sell the squirrel. I mean, I would like to get the squirrel to level 2 before I sell it, but probably that's not going to happen. And yeah, we're just double checking the progress on the units that have been fed. So we do find a cow. And again, that's another awkward situation where you probably would want to buy the cow, but if you buy it and then sell the squirrel, you're going to replace the milk. So we're actually going to use the cow's milk, transform the flounder, it levels up 2 units at the same time, and we get the double tier 6 shop rewards. So gorilla, boar, lionfish are the options. I think lionfish would work fairly well with what I want to achieve with this run. But in the end, I think I am going to take the boar, maybe just temporarily. I don't actually remember what happens in this run. But I did make a mistake here calculating the gold. I thought I was going to have more left than I actually did. So we end up with a 4 squad. I'm just going to keep the other foods frozen for now. Luckily, the skunk hangs on here with 1 HP from that hawk. But yeah, for whatever reason, their team is fairly weak. You do tend to see quite a spread of different teams in the test server where some of them are outrageously strong and others are extremely weak, probably because people are trying certain units for the first time. So I'm just going to feed everything to the locust there to get as many summons as possible next turn. Get rid of the cow, bring in these skunks. There is another flounder there which I really would like to take. We can just look for another white squirrel buy sell. Now this is a team that I kept facing over and over. These 2 pets here, the one at the front is the fringe head and the one at the back is Quetzalcoatlus. So almost exactly the same name as the unit from Unicorn Pack. But they work together pretty well where the fringe head summons a copy of the unit at the back onto the opposing team, and Quetzalcoatlus gives stats to the friends of the unit that knocked out. So it is kind of an awkward wording for the ability, but when you see it in battle, it makes quite a lot of sense. So we find the farmer dog, one of my favorite new units, at least from a visual perspective in this update, which is going to give us a free feed on every single unit. Did I actually? Yeah, I guess that's one of the awkward things about the flounder is that you have to position stuff at the back in order to make it work. So our lineup there wasn't exactly what I wanted. But we're just going to quickly rewatch that last opponent because their team was a bit suspect to me. And yeah, we can see that they conpetoed a cuddle toad into a beluga. Yeah, maybe not as overpowered as I thought it was, but definitely slightly unexpected lineup. So now we get the black bear again, and this wasn't a video before, but the ability has changed since the last video. So now what it does is it kind of works like skunk as well, in that it removes health for every time it was fed. And I think the health removal is just random. You know, it'll trigger once per time it has been fed, and the farmer dog at level 2 is going to feed it 2 corn cobs. So we'll see the ability in action here. Pretty strong looking team here with the Nyala resummon. Going to get up to almost 50 trumpets, so I think we have no chance here. Yeah, 48 trumpets. Automatic loss. Yeah, there are just certain things that the archetype system for limiting the standard packs just does not cover at the moment. And I would say Nyala 1-up is definitely one of them. I guess that team didn't actually have 1-up, did they? They had Whale and Pteranodon, but it's functionally the same thing. So we just take the Brussels sprout there. You know, it's a fairly weak perk, but the fact that it gives an extra feed to the grizzly bear means that we can reduce some more stats. And actually, although this team had huge stats to start with, we do whittle them down. Level 3 skunk is just as strong as ever. I think probably here I'll go for the level up on the farmer dog. But I think I end up rolling down and don't find anything. We're on 9 wins, we're on lethal, so this is probably the end of the road one way or the other. I take the asparagus there, which is just, it increases the sell value of the pet, so it doesn't really have any effect in this battle, but it does mean I can feed the bear without removing the current perk. And we do face a team that has a feeding pet as well with the coconut crab. but in the end the locusts pop up and get us the win. So yeah, level 3 skunk achievement. It's been a really long time since I've seen that specific pop-up.